Hey y'all, now your girl Ashirifiaallinone this. Come on, make we cook and chop a lot. As you can see, I am in Ghana, live and colored, and I'm doing what the Ghanaians do. So, we are coming to make banku. Now, we can either make our banku on the stove, but we chose not to. We are going the authentic way of making banku. This is the Ghana version of it. You use your cool pots, your charcoal, you light your fire. So right now, I'm struggling to light my fire right now, as y'all can see. But don't worry, it will happen. They say to light a good fire, you use a bit of a plastic to help the charcoal build up its flame. So I'm struggling, but I'll get there. So I struggle to get the fire, but you can see by the zoom in, it's lit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly pull it apart because we have enough, and just let it light with like small charcoals and stuff like that. All right. So while this is going, I'm gonna go ahead and get my banku mixture together. Then we are gonna put it on it and start cooking. The struggle was real. Oh my God. I think I underestimated lighting a fire without a lighter fluid. But this was definitely an experience that I would cherish forever. To make our banku, you're going to need your cassava dough. Banchimole. Okay. It's just basically blended cassava. Squeeze the water out and let it sit for like maybe a week or so. Then you have this. This is corn dough. This is also grounded corn and fermented for a few days or a week. So I'm going to mix this too. Always you need to have a bigger ratio of cornmeal than the cassava dough. So this is what I am going to be using. So in my dadisen still pot, okay, I'm mixing up the cassava dough, the banchimole. Now it's always good to mix your banchimole first before you add your corn dough, because if you ever used cassava before, once you break it up in the middle, it has strings like this. No matter how hard you blend it, you will always have some type of strings in it. So it's always good to like mix that one first so you can take it out. See? Not much, but prevention is better than cure. I'm gonna add a little bit more water to loosen it up. Clean hands. I wash my hands with soap and everything. So don't think I'm just throwing my hands in here without washing it. Okay, good. Just a little bit, not much. All right. So now I'm going to add the corn dough. We're a big family, so this is a big batch. As you can see, it's all mixed in. There's no lumps. So I am going to loosen it up a bit more by adding some water to make it easier for me when I'm making it, okay? So I don't break my bag. I don't put too much strength into it. Okay, so the fire is lit. So I'm going to need your Banku stick, we call it, and your crutches, okay? Your crutches is going to hook, turn, and lay. You have to salt to taste. So this is the real Adan salts. Yeah, I went to Big Adan and I actually got these salts. So I'm being a bit stingy with it. So Banku needs to be well salted, but not too much, you know. So that is that. So now we are just going to wait for it to start to get hard. But you have to constantly stir it also, because you don't want lumps of Banku. The bottom is starting to thicken up. So what I'm doing here is I'm using my wooden stick, my Bankuta stick, to just gently remove the thickness of the bottom and bring it up. And I'm using the side of the stick to break it up so it doesn't cook more and make lumps in my Banku. With continuous stirring, you notice that my mixture is starting to thicken all together. It's not hard yet, but at least it's thicker than what we originally started with. My Banku has thickened enough for me to be able to leave it unattended for a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and start grinding my pepper. For my Banku lovers now, this be afternoon cho. So it's simply paired with some pepper, some freshly ground pepper. And here I have my asankai, my akbatoyuwa, and a variety of bakbushitos. Now I have the original bakbushito, some Jamaican pepper, and some sweet peppers. And all of that is going to contribute to a beautiful aroma. So the basic of my fresh pepper sauce consists of the peppers. You don't have to use variety of peppers if you don't want to. But like I said, the aroma is beautiful when it's variety. Some onion and tomatoes and salt to taste. Now, I already have a video up on how I make my freshly pepper sauce. Now, I used the blender in that one and I added a few extra stuff just to give it a bit of a different taste than the regular sauce that we are used to. So check that video out also. So when you are making your fresh pepper sauce the traditional way, it's always good to add your salt now in the early stage so it helps grind the pepper a bit smoother. It helps the tapoli grab onto something so it breaks up the seed a little bit better. Now, quick tip, it's always good to blend your peppers and onions first so you can actually mash up the seeds before you add your tomatoes. The peppers are pretty good. It's smooth enough, so I'm going to leave that as that, and I'm going to go ahead and continue with my banku. Now I'm just adjusting the pot so it sits in right. So when I put my feet on the crutches, it hugs on to my toes, so it'll be easier for me to just move the banku around. So you guys notice the baby is off my back. Ovi is another one. She will not let you do anything. So making this banku and having her on my back was a true workout. When I say it was a workout, the banku is getting harder now. So at this stage, you don't really have to worry about getting any lumps. The early stage are the most critical when it comes to the lumps. So pay attention at the early stage. This one, you just make sure you keep turning. The bottom cooks more than the top. So the constant turning is what's going to rotate the banku so you can get an even cooking process. Now, I needed to get up and go get one of the kids to fan it for me. So the fire, I can increase the heat. So I'm going back to my fresh pepper sauce. So I'm going to start adding my tomatoes now. As you can see, I'm just squeezing out the juice, the seeds and stuff. So I don't want my pepper sauce to be watery. So me squeezing out the seeds, it prevents it from, me getting a runny pepper sauce. The heat is up and the banku is cooking just beautifully. Look at that texture. Look how soft it is. We don't want it hard at all. You want it to be soft enough to be able to maneuver it in your pot. Now, you have to constantly clean your wooden stick because you don't want it to get hard. Once it gets hard and it falls into your banku, like I said, remember the lumps. You don't want no lumps. You want, when someone is eating your banku, for it to have a smooth texture, and that is what we are going for. Now I'm going to add some water and cover my banku so the heat can just slowly cook it. I'm just steaming it out at this point. As my banku continues to cook, steaming out, I am going to go ahead and finish off my fresh pepper sauce. With experience, I have learned that it's always good to start grinding your tomatoes from the side. When you do them all together, it tends to splash away, and I'm trying to prevent that. So I slowly grind it from the side and bring in the cut up tomatoes in the middle. Just like so, y'all. It looks so good. I'm so proud of myself. This actually looked like I used a blender to make it. So here I am just slicing in some onions for garnishing. You know how we do it. Back to the banku. The banku is all steamed out. So now we need to mix in that water. So what I'm doing here is just I'm turning the banku from bottom up, and slowly I am going to mix that in with all that water and just wait for it to dry out. I'm using the knife to knead out my pot just to prevent the dry banku from falling back into my banku and creating lumps. The banku is done, finito at this point. So I'm just going to give it a taste to make sure my salt is up to par. And if it wasn't, what I would have did was add a little bit of water to salt, dissolve it, then add it to my banku, and then steam it out for like 5 minutes again. It's time for me to portion my banku. Now, we are going to store these banku for like maybe a couple hours. So it usually gets stored in plastics. In Ghana, they sell these plastics that have two openings. So it's like in a triangle type of form. Then you just wrap your bowl, the size of bowl or the size of ball of banku that you want. You wrap it around it. Then you just scoop some up and slowly Position it in one corner, then twist it around to lock it in. I love this technique and it's fairly easy. So I'm just going to repeat it so you guys can have a clear understanding on how easy this is. And there you have it, our Banku fresh pepper sauce with some fried baby tilapias, garnished with some cut up onions. Now you can go a step further and fry up some eggs and add it to it. But like I said, this is afternoon chore. Quick, 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 quick. We finished cuckoo. Come make we chop a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.